So welcome, friends, to Janie Flores Live. We continue to celebrate 5 years being on the air, on radio, Facebook Live, Zoom, YouTube, all of the above. We've been there. A big thank you to our audience, you, for keeping us company on this journey as we have fascinating conversations with fascinating people. So far, over 350 guests on the show and counting. I do want to thank our sponsors who have been with us throughout the years. They are legacy partners. One of those sponsors is Florida Venture Foundation, a nonprofit organization who, through their business outreach program, assists businesses in registering as vendors with Miami-Dade County. By registering with the county, businesses have opportunities to enhance their business by obtaining contracts with the county, right? To receive more information, contact Alina Delgado at fvfoutreach@yahoo.com. The business outreach program is funded by Miami-Dade County. Make sure that you are looking at following me because we have a number of seminars. We just did one in March. Okay, and we'll have a couple of them coming up in the next few months so that you can also participate and learn about how to become certified to do business with Miami-Dade County. And listen, I want to give a big shout out to the young apprentices at the International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, the local Union 349. I was there this week giving some workshops on practical life skills as part of the Youth Achievers Program, Strategies for Success, that Florida Venture Foundation is also spearheading here in the community. And so congratulations to all of those apprentices. They worked all day and then they joined me for the workshop. So thank you very much. And, you know, I was so happy to see them eager to learn. And, you know, we were able to give them some grants to help pay for their books. Also, a number of Miami-Dade College students here in Hialeah also participated in other workshops this week here in my office as part of the Youth Achievers program, and they also received $250 each to help pay for their tuition. So if you know a young person, 17 to 25, who would be interested in this program, please reach out to me. It's ending in July, so time is running out. But yes, thank you so much. A big shout out to another one of our legacy partners, Ford Motor Company. I was in a panel yesterday at the Mujer 10 conference speaking on sustainability. Yes, with our good friends, Albert Collazo and Natasha Odero. Thank you so much, Albert, for the invitation. It was a lively and informative conversation. Everything we do is lively and informative. And of course, I made sure to point out that Buena Vida Media is focused on 3 of the 17 SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals established by the United Nations. The 3 that we're looking at and working on that really align with the things that we do at Buena Vida Media is the number 1 goal, which is eliminating poverty. The number 5 goal is gender equality, and the number 8 goal is decent work and economic growth. So those align with the things that we do as a company, the things that I do as a person, and we want to help to, disseminate those in our community through the things that we are doing. And really the goal is to make sure that no one is left behind and that everybody has an opportunity to be prosperous in this world, period. And I do want to say that it is a pleasure to work with a company like Ford, who aligns with those core values. I also got to see the new electric Mustang Mach-E, phenomenal machine. I'm so in love. And so if you have an opportunity to test drive one, please do. It is fabulous. Congratulations to all of the people that were there yesterday at the conference. We had a lot of fun. Ran into some great friends. And, I do want to thank Scarlett Lanzas of Accountable Impact, because she was the one who really taught me a lot about the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and, really help me define and what it is that we wanted to focus on as a company. So reach out to her if you're a company who wants to implement that as part of your organization. That's Scarlett Lanzas at Accountable Impact. Thank you so much, Scarlett. You know what? I'm surrounded by people who are brilliant. Albert Collazo is brilliant. Scarlett is brilliant. Alina's brilliant. I love it. Always surround yourself with people who are a lot smarter than you. It makes your life much easier. So thank you. Thank you to all of those people. So listen, on today's program, I'm so excited for today's program. We are going to have a conversation with Fleriser Bello, founder and CEO of Fleriser Bello Inc. and Bellas Fashionistas Inc. I don't know if you follow, but I know you follow me on social media, but recently I shared a post where Bellas Fashionistas TV highlighted me with one of the quotes that it's part of our motto, right? Let's transform the world together. That's something that we have always been talking about and doing, taking action on as a company, and again, me as a person. And, Fleriser was so gracious to highlight that on her platforms. And so I wanted to have the opportunity for you to meet this wonderful young woman and the movement that she is leading. So let me let her into into the studio here so we can meet her. There she is. Bellas Fashionistas. Hey, how are you?
Great.
Awesome.
It's hard to be on this side,
Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Really, it's an honor to have you joining us today, because just talking to you when we had our conversation, I think it was just last week. I mean, just learning so much about the things that you do and that you've done. I'm like, oh my goodness, you've got to get her on the show and have our audience meet her, because you are really a woman on the move. And more than that, you know what? You are someone who I admire, I respect, especially because you have made it part of your mission to design and develop a platform that highlights other women, other Latinos, so that the world, right, can get to know who they are and shine a light on the contributions that they're making in this world, and especially in this country. So welcome so very much to Janie Flores Live.
Thank you so much, Janie. It's a pleasure to be here today. And, it's kind of hard to be on this side.
Yeah, I know.
Every time I get on this side, it's kind of odd. So I'm like, oh my God, what am I? And it's like that feeling. It's like that feeling. But then I'm like, hey, whatever. It is what it is. And let's just make the best of it, right? At the end of the day.
Exactly. No, thank you so much for joining us. And you know what? I always say that we're having a conversation. And let me just tell you, with the pandemic and having to go digital and being on Zoom, on Facebook Live, on YouTube, all these different platforms that you have to use now, I think it's given us freedom to be a little bit more, I think even more casual. I remember when I was in the radio station, in the studio, I mean, everything was, timed. Everything was, every second is precious. Every second counts. And, there was a break, and then the commercial comes on, and the person has to come in, and, and then they're only on there for a short amount of time. But I think that we're a bit more relaxed now. And I think I have really enjoyed that, because I can have a deeper, I think, conversation with the people who share, this platform, who are the guests on Janie Flores Live. So, and you know what? That includes technical problems.
Oh yes, virtually.
Right? I remember, well, my show, I always do my show Fridays at 3. Fridays at 3 o'clock, especially starting now, between now and probably towards the end of October. It usually rains in Miami. It's gray right now. It's about to start raining. So when it starts raining, my internet, like, boom. And I would be in the middle of a show and the internet would be like, stopping. And I'm like, oh my God. So, but I've lived through that. I think we've all lived through that. But we've adjusted, right? We've adjusted and it's become part of our lives now. And I think that helps. That really does help for you to say, hey, nothing is perfect, but you know what? We're giving it our best. We're doing this because we love what we do. We're doing this because we love our audience. We love our guests that we have, get the opportunity to speak with. So, live with it, right?
Yes. And Janie, I want to commend you because I know that you've been doing this, and kudos to you. And coming back from the background where we come from entertainment, from the media side, it's incredible. And to launch independently, to go on your own. And I mean, I've seen your work as well. I'm like, oh my God, mira, otra Latina making moves. I have to highlight her, right? So that's the key, that together we come and become this community to continue to elevate each other. And I've seen you, when you told me that you interview over 300 guests, I'm like, ¿Cómo? What? That's amazing.
Yeah, I have, usually I didn't this past year, but usually I do at the end of the year, I do like a review of, I make a list, like a whole list of everybody I've interviewed, and, do like a little recap and, put them on, I'll put the list on the air so people can see their names. Yeah. And over 350. I was like, oh my God, so many.
I could imagine the pre-planning of that, and the sending of emails and the invitations and the release, and it's
well, you know what that's all about because you have Bellas Fashionistas TV. Tell us a little bit about that because your platform, to me, it's obviously it's a platform, but I look at it as more of a movement. You're leading a movement, and I'm happy and honored to be a part of that. I'm part of Bellas Fashionistas now.
Yes,
and I love it. Yes.
And ultimately that's the key. And I started Bellas Fashionistas, really started as a fashion blog. A fashion blog to highlight Latinas who have escalated the corporate ladder. There's so many of you guys, and trust me, I'll get to each and one of you guys by industry, by hierarchy, because it's important to highlight. And the reason why I started Bellas Fashionistas, I remember I opened my first firm in 2012, which this year we make 10 years, woohoo! And when I started doing all of these activations and marketing campaigns for our clients, our corporate clients, and private clients, I was able to identify, because I was like the bridge, so I would be in the Latin billboards today, networking with the C-level or with all the decision makers. And at the end of the day, I would come back and do grassroots marketing, or I would do any activations for any product that needed to be exposed to the audience. And we do all these strategizing and planning and development with Fleriser Bello Incorporated, that when I came into my senses in 2013, 14, I remember going back and networking very, very strongly. I was hustling back in those days. And, really going into these high profile events and being exposed to this other market of Latinos, entrepreneurs, change makers, making moves, and making the decisions and coming back to the community. I said, oh my God, there's a big void. There's a big void, and where our community doesn't have the connection, especially for the youth, because I would have like these CEOs or presidents of companies that would come to me and say, hey, can you sit down with my son or my daughter? I need you to you're like such an inspiration. I need you to kind of sit down with them. And, and I kind of did that off without, my network. I kind of did the one-on-one mentoring with students and kind of be the bridge to the opportunities where they wanted to lead. And when I came I don't know if you remember, I'm sure you do, 2012, 2013, and 14 were the time where the apps were being created by the companies, and everyone wanted for people to get on. And then, you know, since you do marketing at this point, the youth, there were so many generational gaps, right? So we had the youth that was either on like Instagram, not on Facebook, not on LinkedIn, of course, not on LinkedIn. But then we had the elder generation that were either on either or none. So we needed, so we were running these activations for one of our corporate clients, and we did the strategy and the execution. And at the end of the day, I became to realize that when I will go into a Starbucks or go anywhere else and see our youth working in these jobs, and I would talk to them, they would say to me, oh, you know, I graduated, or I'm going to school, but I don't have an opportunity. I said, oh my God. I said, espérate, there has to be something. And I came into this life crisis in my mid 30s, and I said, oh my God, I need to do something. You know, Jose Marquez Garcia had died, and just a month before that, what is his other author's name? I'm blanking out at the moment. They had, this African-American author had passed within a month of each other. And I said, well, I know Juno Diaz. Where's the next Jose Marquez? Where's the next, all of these pioneers of our communities and of the African communities? And by sitting down with the CEOs that run nonprofit organizations targeted to the youth to work on their personal development and professional development, and speaking back and forth with so many leaders, I came to my senses and I said, I have to create a platform where I can highlight all of these Latinas that I happen to know by the grace of God, so that we could share the stories. And by sharing the stories, our youth, because they're all on social media, could really see themselves and say, oh, I want to be another Janie. I want to be another Lily. I want to be another Claudia. I want to be another Beth. I want to be another Patty. Like, I want them to see that there's Latinas that are not in the main front, of the celebrity status. Because let's be frank, by attending all of these celebrities and red carpet events, we saw, Janie, which you could relate to this because you came from that industry, all this nudity. All they saw was like, they were so involved in the urban culture, no pun intended, towards them. However, they don't know that there's a process that they had to go through in order to become who they want to be and who they are today. So there was this piece of information that was void to them. Oh, I want to be like Rihanna. Okay, Rihanna, that's great. But do you know what Rihanna had to go through in order to get there, to have this celebrity and fame? Like, that was the story that was blind to them. And I said, no, I'm going to target all of these Latinas, all these professionals from so many different industries, from the local, from government, from like corporate, from entrepreneurship. I need to highlight them so our youth could say, I want to be another Janie. That she has her own show. She came from corporate and she went independent. This is the reason why highlighting to me is crucial. So there's so many Latinas, Janie, let's be frank. It's hard for me to kind of like tap into each one of them. And so we began by a fashion blog. I said, everybody loves fashion. Who in their mother doesn't like fashion, right? From the youth, from the toddler to the youth to the elderly, they all like fashion. But how can I make this platform very compelling? Fashion was the attraction for all of these people to say, okay, I want to know about Bellas, and Bellas is beautiful. We are all beautiful, but we don't know it. We have our own life purpose. We have our own talents and gifts that we don't acknowledge, but we are so consumed and seeing other people shine, but you could also shine. So our goal is to not only share those stories. I mean, we started as a fashion blog. I literally posted about that today. But at the end of the day, Bella has grown from a fashion blog to be a company in 2017. And then from a company, we've been we're conducting all of these workshops, not only in the middle school, the high school, the college, the MBA programs, but also in corporate and nonprofit. And, you know, it's incredible. We just presented one for the New York City Department of Education to administrators and executives. So it has grown. And that is our second pillar, the education pillar. We focus on the personal development. And our goal is, with our third pillar, is to connect the opportunities. We are the bridge. The bridge is, I don't want to reinvent the wheel with Prospanica, Alpha are doing, and all of these nonprofit organizations who are industry-based and are doing the same thing. But I want to be able to work on the personal development through our workshops, you know, so that then we can identify their career path and we could connect them with these nonprofit organizations. Why? Yes. Because when I sat down with these youth and these mentees, we were able to get them into internships, into scholarships, into opportunities. Bridging the opportunities is crucial. And that reminded me, Janie, when I was younger, I started working in my career at age 15. And it was only career oriented. Why? Because I spoke to my aunt, I spoke to my English teacher, who she's probably watching. I spoke to my friends. And, you know, that's how I started. So I said to myself, if someone gave me the opportunity, I need to create the opportunity and make it more bigger and much more bigger, and we have. And that is the beauty of it. So with these nonprofit organizations like Prospanica, Alpha, I would recommend these students that I would have a one-on-one with. I'm talking about 2012, 2013, 14, because I was part of the Prospanica New York chapter. So when we did that, I said to them, look, I'm referring students to you because they need to move forward with the professional development. So we did. And you know, that's how we bridge opportunities. Not only are we identifying, working on the personal development, but we prepare them so the professional development can be moving forward and processing, progressing through these organizations. And lastly, which through the pandemic, Janie, we were able to launch the small business sector for Bellas Fashionistas, which we're working on everyone, so be patient.
All right. All right.
And our goal is, because I'm a certified minority owned, and currently we became an ANA diversity supplier. With that, we could be able to help all of these small businesses, that that need to have a digital footprint, because that's crucial. Marketing is crucial. Personal branding, the culture of your company. What is it being? How is the company being infrastructure and is being developed so that so that they could have a good working environment? And that's really what we've been doing, Janie.
That is exciting. And I really like those three pillars: the education, the connecting, being that bridge, and the small business sector. I mean, I think that those are, and what I really admire is how it's developed from a blog that you started. It was a good strategy, by the way. We're Latinas, we like beauty, we like business, but we like beauty first.
That is the main highlight.
Yeah. Well, here in Miami, we all get our hair done every week. We all go to the salon and get our hair blow dried and all that every week. So definitely, let me just tell you something about beauty. During the pandemic, listen to this. During the pandemic, you would think that we were not buying anything, right? But there is a report out, a marketing report. The group that over-indexed by 30% in purchasing beauty products were Latinas.
Yeah.
Listen, beauty companies.
Not strange to me.
Beauty companies, hey, you need to be sponsoring our Latinas. You need to be hiring our Latinas. You need to be promoting our Latinas. You need to be giving out those grants to our Latina small businesses, because we are the ones that really, like, we did not fail. We didn't fail them. We were right there, buying our beauty products even during the pandemic.
That's incredible. I mean, we are the Hispanic market, and because you're in marketing, are the number one force in the buying power, and the I think it's GDP, buying power. Yes. So we are like the buying power. And I said, how can we maximize on that on education? I mean, that's great. No pun intended here, right? So, but how can we maximize that on education and actually growing wealth? No, at the end of the day. And you know, all of these things, I interview all of these Latinas, all of these that work in the respective areas, because it's important to educate our community. And it's not only, I forgot to say, number one pillar is our YouTube channel, everyone. Please where we highlight, because that is the key, no? And that's the root of Bellas, that we could be able to share this. And you know, it's so crucial that our youth it's able to see, oh, I want to be another Janie. Do you know how that changes the whole perspective of that? And it's just incredible. But yes, we do also interview nonprofit organizations and corporations who are based with a focus on Latina development, because it's key. The more that we are able to educate our viewers and everyone else, the more that we can learn and grow and take it, right? Because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. And one of the things that, you know, my company has been doing for a long time, and now we have formalized it a little bit more through the Sustainable Development Goals, the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. Number one, we've selected 3 pillars that we want to work on. Number one is eliminating poverty. Number 2 is gender equality, which is goal number 5. Goal number 1 is eliminating poverty. Goal number 5 is gender equality. And goal number 8 is decent work and a growing economy. I think those things go together. And the work that you're doing, especially coming now through that small business sector, is so important to that, because right now we see a great inequality. We see that these major corporations are really, really making a lot of money, and they made a lot of money through the pandemic. And yet, our people are not receiving the wages that you would think that they would be receiving, as a result of that. So yes, we want our businesses to grow. We want corporations to grow too, but we need to make sure that our people are growing as well. And the other thing that you mentioned that's so important is wealth, growing wealth, within our families and from generation to generation. And I think many times, we're first generation, second generation here in the US. And so it's taking us maybe a little bit longer to start to develop that wealth. But I think you're right, with people like you and the programs that you're doing and reaching out and being that connector. I think that those next generations, those millennials now that are older, and then the generation Alpha that's coming after them, are really going to benefit from the things that you're doing, the things that all these other nonprofits are doing, the things that I'm doing, because we need to focus not just, of course, on this generation, but on those other generations, as you've been doing. And that's phenomenal. But you know what? It's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of work. But you know what?
I just do it. Seriously, I don't think about it.
Right. You know what? Because you're passionate about what you're doing. You're passionate about it. I mean, it's not work, right? It's more like a calling that you have to carry all this out, and through your company and through the things you're doing with your organization. But and one of the things, of course, was that you highlighted me. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and one of our motto is "Let's transform the world together." And so I wanted to share that. And one of the things that we talked about too is the quotes. Getting quotes from Latinas, because I do social media, you do social media, and sometimes, especially during like Hispanic Heritage Month, we're looking around, right, for quotes from Latinos and Latinas to be able to share, and they're not that many. So I really appreciate what you're doing, because that helps us all.
I became frustrated, right? Because I said, oh, there's so many Latina celebrities. I said, let me research a quote, because I think that we need to uplift our communities, right? I could only have and create quotes, but It's not about me. It's about Latinas. It's about how can we create this community? No, our community is very fragmented, by the way. But how can we break that fragmentation and become united? No, so it's I remember I was researching on Google. I said, let me just search. All of a sudden, I only see the celebrities and Sotomayor, ¿verdad? Justice Sotomayor. Okay, that's great. We all know who they are. But there's no other. I said, espérate, ¿qué es esto? I said, I need to change this narrative. We need quotes. And I said, I know so many Latinas. Can I just ask them about that? So, I literally have paused the interviews for over a year now, and we're working on reinstating them because before the pandemic hit, because we were already like partnered with our media partner, which is BronxNet, and I was shooting all of the interviews from their studios at Mercy College. I I would literally just turn the camera, but I won't do that because I have lighting back and forth here. But I had literally up to August booked, so you could imagine. And I was in January. So I said, okay, I know all these Latinas. I was just looking to my Rolodex and my social media. And I said, yeah, but then we had to cut it short in our Bellas Trailblazer series, which we do during the month of Women's History Month. No? So I said, espérate, I need to have some type of movement going on these social media platforms. And I said, why don't I just start emailing them? But mind you, I've been doing this for probably 3-4 years already, but not so consistent as I should. And I said, let me just run this campaign because I need to do this. There's so many of you guys, Latinas, Dominicanas, Puertorriqueñas, Colombianas, Cubanas, etc. Mexicanas.
Mexicanas.
There's so many of you guys, of us, because we are all one at the end of the day.
Yes, we are.
But you know what it is? It's I said, I need to do this. So I would literally send emails and I said, ladies, come on, let's make this happen. Let's grow this, right? And they were like, Fletty, I love it. I love it. I'm like, thank you.
Yes. And let me just tell you how beautiful it is when you receive, that call or that email asking, you to be featured. And, you feel like, wow, thank you. You feel so honored. And more than anything, I have to say that you are such a confident person. Not everybody is willing to share the spotlight. Not everybody is willing to lift other women up. To elevate other women, to share their platform, to highlight contributions that other women are making. And so I really, commend you on that. I congratulate you on that. And I thank you because you are really doing something important in this world and really, highlighting all these beautiful Latinas. Man, I looked through them as well. And I was like, wow, so impressed with some of them I know, some of them I don't know. And that's the other thing. The ones that I don't know, now I have an opportunity to follow them, right? To follow them, to learn more about them and expand my own circle, right? My own circle of Latinas and women that I know that are out there. Many of them align with the core values and the principles that I live my life by. So, you are, like I said, you have this movement and you are bringing unity, you're creating that unity through this movement. And so again, I really commend you because I think it's something that's beautiful, it's needed, and more people need to be like you. Confident.
I want to thank you for that. And so I actually had people that tell me, why you helping other women that are not helping you? And I'm like, look, I cannot look at it this way because then I'm not making a difference. And I don't care if they share the stuff or not. I mean, it's great if they do, and I appreciate it. But at the end of the day, someone needs to be the difference. And, I thank my parents for raising 3 very confident, self-secure, self-esteem children, because it's just it's a blessing. It is absolutely a blessing. My father says, I love to see my friends win. And yo me gozo con los que triunfan. And obviamente those that don't, he feels empathy for. But but when you have an example like that coming from a very young age, it's like, yes, I get excited. I get fueled when I see my friends moving up the ladder. And you know, and to me, that shows that our community is progressing, because how beautiful it is to share that, to congratulate someone. Like what does it take someone, you know? I actually had someone, which I probably shouldn't be saying this, that said to me the other day, oh, now I'm being acknowledged. And I'm like, gee, I have so many things happening. I have so many Latinas that I have to highlight that you know, it takes time, Janie.
It does, yeah.
You know about this, Janie. And then I've had other Latinas that said, oh, I was just waiting for you to reach out to me because I wanted to be in your show. I'm like, ay, Dios mío, qué I'm honored. But you know, my focus is to elevate. My focus is to uplift our community, because I knew that I've been a very strange species since I was born. Why? Because I said to myself, and mind you, I didn't know what I was saying to myself back when I was 12 or 15 years old. I came to this world to make a difference. I want to leave a legacy. Mind you, I didn't know what I was saying. I wasn't conscious enough to realize what I was saying. But if you know that what you want to do at the age of 12 is to be a film producer, and then you get exposed to all of these opportunities just by the word of mouth, by recommendation, by my aunt. We have a strong network within us that we don't even know, and we need to know how to utilize it. But when you're walking, because I didn't strategize any of this stuff, this was God's plan. Like, we are all born with gift, with talent, and purpose.
And purpose,
you know, people think I walk around like with an agenda. I'm like, I don't have an agenda. Like, come on, like, But God only knows the intention of the person.
Right.
And, you know, as long as one's intentions are clean and pure, everything would come. We don't have to do much, but just to pray. But everything, what God has destined for us in our lives, that person that we're supposed to be with, our jobs, our career, our growth, is going to happen once we become aligned in prayer with God at the end of the day. But blessing just comes right, like, back and forth. I had someone that said to me, you must do so much good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, and this is incredible. I'm like, something had happened, right? And then she says to me, oh my God, you must do so much good, because when you do good things comes to you. I said, wow. Y es una persona that is not even religious. Like, you don't need to be religious to know that you receive good when you do good. I mean, it's karma. And when you do bad, you receive bad. But when someone's intentions are not pure, everything, we're gonna pay a price before we leave, or the next generation, or
the next life.
Yes, and that's just karma. That's just a spiritual law that God created. And at the end of the day, I'm just thankful to God. I'm thankful for the support that I have received. I'm thankful that I just knock on the door and it opens, because it was meant to be. I have learned to live my life on risks, because being on risk has taken me to where I am today.
Yes.
Favor of God at the end of the day, because all glory goes to Him.
Amen. I believe that. And I believe that we are blessed to be a blessing. You know, that's one of it's in the Word of God. And I really hold fast to that promise that, you know, we are blessed to be a blessing. And you have to live your life that way. You know that all things will turn out for good for those of us who love and serve God. So even the good things are going to turn around in our favor. Yes.
Amen to that, Janie. I just want to say something, which I know it's gonna come up soon. So I mentioned that I've been presenting workshops from middle school, high school, college, MBA programs, the professional setting and non-professional. I happen to sit and be part of I should tell you, God is so good to me, Janie. I've, since for longest time, one of the things that I wanted to break and say today was that I have been nominated to be, so New York State program.
Which you're in New York. I didn't say that, but you are in New York.
New York City, baby, yes. So New York State has launched the Latina Mentoring Program, no?
Okay.
And the goal is a Latina Mentoring Initiative. And the goal is to continue to do something like what we do. And the goal is to, the state wants to be able to have a mentoring program for Latinas across the whole state. And myself and someone else that I happen to meet, we are the co-chairs. So I am the co-chair for the Latina Mentoring Initiative for New York City. And soon we're going to be mentioning that, because it has to be, it has to be advertised. But
you heard it here first.
Yes, I was given permission to talk about it today.
You heard it here first. Yes.
Our goal is to continue to do the grassroots, and the grassroots is identifying mentors. I'm identifying Latinas that can be able to give back to our community and mentor. Because mentoring, I had indirect mentoring, and I didn't know I had mentoring, right? So hence me working at Channel 13 and working for events planning firms and others throughout my teenage years and high school. It's just been incredible and amazing. And that is what the goal is with Bellas Fashionistas. So
that is wonderful. Congratulations. So happy to hear that. And we look forward to hearing more about how the program is going to be rolling out. And, let us know. We would love to share more of that with our audience. We have people who tune in from everywhere. So definitely you have our support. Is there anything else that's coming up with Bellas Fashionistas TV? When are you going to head back into the studio? I know you mentioned that briefly, but what's going on with that?
We're working on that, because our goal is, my goal is to interview so many Latina powerhouses. And our goal is to, we are activating different strategies for that. I'm not going to say anything, but we have a few things under the stove cooking. I do have that, but the quotes campaign has been very well received and effective.
Yes.
So our goal is to maximize on that, continue with the interviews, because we have so many Latinas here locally in New York City. And our goal is to take it across the nation. And we've been speaking now with some folks in DR, so our goal is to take it there too, and then take it across
nice.
America. So, we have a lot of things that I'm working on right now, and along with the team. So we are really prepping for that.
That is wonderful. So listen, how do we follow you? How do we keep tabs on what you're doing? How do we, get to see these different campaigns, these quotes, all of that you're doing?
You could definitely follow us at Bellas Fashionistas TV on social media. That is on Instagram and Facebook. And on YouTube. Definitely follow us on YouTube, join the subscribers list, and allow us to also be able to send you emails. We are on LinkedIn as Bellas Fashionistas, and
you are.
on Twitter as well. So we hope that you can follow us if you want to be highlighted, or if you want to nominate someone. Please do so. I love it when I have my colleagues say, hey, I need you to nominate someone for an award. Can you recommend me someone? I'm like, yes, I have a few. Let me just go down the list and see who actually fills up the requirements, because that is our goal. It's not only connecting, but I've been blessed to be nominating a few friends and folks in the industry that are worthy of the award and the recognition. So thank you.
Absolutely.
For this opportunity. I really appreciate you, Janie. This was unforeseen to me.
No, thank you so much. I've had a great time with you as always. interesting and lively conversation, and we're going to have you back. We're going to have you back. Maybe we can do a little segment on what's going on in New York City. Hey, with
Yes.
Bellas Fashionistas. I love that. I love that. And we have new things coming up as well. You know, we always have something cooking, right? Always something cooking in the oven, but good, very good. Thank you so much once again, Fleriser Bello from Bellas Fashionistas TV. And listen, we're going to keep following you, and we're going to keep supporting you, and we're going to keep cheering for you, because you are really doing something that's impacting not just our generations, but future generations as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, thank you so much for having me again, and I can't wait to bring you into our studio, wherever that is.
Yes, we'll have to make it a trip.
Absolutely. Or we could come up to Miami.
Hey, there you go. There you go. There's always
that is the key. That is the key. Our goal is to take this across the board.
Good. Yes, and I know that you will do that. I know that you're going to be able to do that. So thank you so much once again. And listen, God bless you. May He prosper you. May His light shine upon you. May all the work of your hands prosper. And like I said, you are blessed to be a blessing. So thank you so much, my friend.
Likewise. God bless you, Janie.
God bless you too, sweetie. All right. Bye-bye. Wow, fantastic conversation with our good friend, Fleriser Bello of Fleriser Bello Inc. and Bellas Fashionistas. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. Didn't you love that? Don't you love her? She's fantastic. So passionate about what she's doing. So full of energy. And wow, what a powerhouse. What a leader. And doing selfless work. Her interest is really in being able to uplift our communities, elevate Latinas, for everyone to see. And I think that is admirable. It's admirable, and I commend her for it. And thank you so much for being on the show. So listen, we're wrapping up, but I wanted to make sure that I shared with you. Let's see if I can find it here. Yes. That I shared with you this upcoming event that LABA is having, our networker event. May 10th is the Mother's Day giveaway that we do annually. And this time it's going to be at the Knife Parrilla Argentina restaurant in Doral, and that's at International Mall. The special guest is Miami-Dade County Chairman Jose Pepe Diaz. Yes, Jose Pepe Diaz. So that is Tuesday, May 10th. We're going to start registration at 12:30 p.m. It is free for LABA members. So if you're a member of LABA, the event is free. For future members or for soon-to-be members, it's only $20. So come out and have a great time with us, network, meet lots of great people, and of course, get the opportunity to listen to Chairman Jose Pepe Diaz that we always love. We always love it when he comes to visit us. So you can reach out to me if you'd like to be a part of that. And if you've been to the Knife, or really like any restaurant, space is always limited. So the sooner you can RSVP, the better, so that we know that you will be there. And then coming up, man, we're busy. May is booked. Coming up, Expolit. May 18th through the 21st, Buena Vida Media will be there once again at booth number 534. Expolit is the most important conference worldwide for Spanish Christian books, music, and media. So make sure you go to expolit.com for more information. Again, we will be there at booth 534. We'll be interviewing as we usually do, and we're so excited to be returning once again. So thank you for joining us. I love this show today. Make sure that you watch it again. Watch it and observe what Fleriser is doing, the great initiatives that she has going on. It started with a simple blog, right? And it's expanded to so much more. And you know what? Because she's generous. She's generosity of heart. And I think that has really opened up doors for her, opened up opportunities for her. So she's somebody that we can learn a lot from. So I'm so honored to have had her on the show today. And listen, make sure that you join us once again on the Janie Flores Live next week, Friday at 3 o'clock p.m. And so we will talk to you soon. Thank you for joining us, my friends.